Hey, in this video we're going to be building some desert huts in Minecraft Survival. Hello everybody, my name's Beans, I'm Australian and this is Minecraft. Today we are in the survival single player series that we've been doing for a couple videos now. I'll link the rest of the videos up in the cards if you're interested in watching the rest of them. So I started with a brief outline of the shape that I wanted for these little huts. Most of them were, the first one was an L shape because I find that adding just two simple rectangles together is just a really easy way to make a somewhat complex looking shape. And the first thing I want to talk about is adding small dots of variation into your color palette. This was built in a desert area. I was using very muted tones like sandstones and terracottas. But I decided to add in stone, which is not like I haven't used grey in this color palette at all. And I think it just adds in a little bit of variation, a little pop of color, even though it's not, it's like a tone. But in this context, everything else is colored, so it does add in a splash of variation, a splash of difference. And I think that it's really beneficial to vary from your color palette from time to time, just to add in some small things that will catch your eye. This build was made mostly with block colors, so we've got stone as one layer on the bottom and then just normal terracotta, no texturing really, because what I wanted to do was add in like woods and windows and shutters and all the details sort of like on the outside of the build to create depth and texture and all of that good stuff. And I think that the simplicity really worked. Another thing I want to talk about is I've made the windows for these builds quite small because in the desert there is extreme heat, and from an architectural point of view the windows would really want to be small to keep in as much or keep out as much heat as possible and make sure that the building was well insulated. I also tried out a number of different roof shapes. I tried out like an A-frame roof shape, but then I decided that wouldn't work, so then I changed to be slanted. When making roofs for complex shapes, I try to either combine two shapes together to form like an L shape where I can create one roof that spans the whole L shape, or I decide like which different sections will be above or below the others. So here I've made the slanted roof be end a little bit lower than the flat part of the roof, which separates them and makes it look like the build was meant to be that way. It just looks a little nicer to the eye rather than having some weird transitions into flat roofs, and I think that it works really well. On the other building, I was more intricate with window designs. I created like a nice entranceway using granite walls and a little stair and slab on top, and I did the same at the other end of the building for the window. And I think that it just adds a little bit more depth and texture. I did the same thing with the block colors, so using a stone on the bottom, this time granite, and then having one terracotta color above it. I think that just the simplicity is nice, especially if there's going to be a lot of buildings in this area. You don't want every building to have a lot going on inside it, or on the outside. You don't want it to be super busy. I also used like some fake details, so I made a door where I would never enter. The interior doesn't match up with the exterior, but I felt that that side of the house really needed some extra life, and I think that another door just makes it look just a little bit better. I also added a new color with this build, the white terracotta. I haven't used that yet, but it fits in with the sort of muted tones and area because I have sourced the material from the mesa that my build is right next to. Using things from the environment that you're building in is really important in making your build look grounded and like it belongs there. So I really like to use materials that I can get right there and then, not just because it's convenient. I also used fences and fence gates as trimmings, which I think was super cute. Just another extra thing, and some buttons as well. Just small details that add some extra texture, no real functionality, but just make the build look nice. and it also occupies some space on the walls. So here's the final build. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a comment which one's your favourite, which detail did you like the most. And remember to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you very soon for another video.